Thank you. I'm not a lawyer or an educator, so I need notes. I'm an engineer, so I like to be detailed. Well, thanks for having me. I'm going to give you a little bit of background. This is the first time speaking, actually, at a Tea Party event, so I'm going to give you a little background on myself. My name's John Unhoch, and I'm running for state representative of the 81st District. I've lived in the area my whole life. I was born one of 6 children in Palos Heights to a blue-collar family. So I experienced early on the difference between need and want. And unfortunately, in this state, we're spending what we want instead of what we need. My father was a truck driver and a World War II vet, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and she was a precinct chairman for the Republican Party. They taught me that anything was possible, and through hard work and sacrifice, I worked my way and paid for my own education and got a degree in mechanical engineering. My family, we're the first generation to go to college. I started, in 1996, I started my own company, engineering firm, from about $5,000, and I still own and operate that company today, 14 years later, in the 81st District. In my company, we carry out business plans and spending budgets based on actual revenue and income. Excuse me. We carry no debt, and we keep enough surplus for us to run the company between 12 and 18 months with no business. We do not spend above our means. The same with my family. My wife and I, we pay our credit cards on time, and our only debt is an affordable mortgage. We do not spend above our means, unlike Illinois today. While growing up in this conservative household, I embraced my parents' common sense approach to managing a family as well as their strong values, principles, and love of country. Blessed with 2 children, my wife and I believe that continuing that legacy is the most important thing we could teach our children today. It's disappointing, though, to find that we are the exception today and not the rule. And for the first time, the America that my dad gave me and his dad gave him, I feel, is slipping away. As parents, my wife and I are active in our kids' education and social development. I volunteer to coach for a lot of the local sports teams, the kids' sports teams, as well as do philanthropy activities in conjunction with the schools. The big one that we do is the JDRF, the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. For the last 5 years, we've supplied shirts to all the kids, and we volunteered our time for their walk where they raise money at the school. Being involved in my kids' education, I've seen a shift from facts and theories to topics of political correctness and liberal ideologies, with no question from the institutions. I am completely disgusted. Last September, I was approached by friends and neighbors with the opportunity for this candidacy. Knowing I wanted to get more involved, I saw this as a way to project my conservative ideas. The opportunity was on the Democratic ticket. Independent of all political parties, I decided to run because my message of conservatism and the content of my character was more important to help move Illinois in the right direction than the party I represent. And for the first time, constituents of the 81st District in 14 years will have a conservative choice for representative instead of a moderate establishment politician. I'm not a professional politician. Actually, Vivian could tell you, a year ago I was sitting out there where you are. When I started my campaign, I didn't know what I was doing. All the so-called experts said, well, you got to spend 90 to 95% of your time raising money. And I told them, you got to be kidding. I mean, that leaves 5% of the time for the people. Now you know why Illinois and our country is in such disarray. The process of campaign finance, the process I found through my experience, breeds corruption. The more you turn down PAC money and organization money and union money, the more it seems that corruption finds you, even if you resist it. I've vowed not to take any contributions from these entities. I do not want to be beholden to anybody but the people of my district. Therefore, I do not want to be a rubber stamp like in the establishment politicians. My personal priorities are real simple. God, family, and country. Real simple. And they're easy to remember. My position on the issues, just as simple. I'm pro-family, my family comes first. I'm pro-life, my opponent is a pro-choice candidate. I'm pro-Second Amendment and a gun owner. I support term limits for legislators. I strongly support this forensic audit. And I strongly oppose any increase in taxes. According to the Illinois policy, Illinois taxpayers spend an average of 101 days working to pay their combined tax burden. That's almost 1/3 of a year. You know, what's that saying in life? You know, the only thing we have to do is death and taxes. They didn't say death by taxes. My priority as state representative, as was mentioned by Robert, is to promote job growth and reduce job losses in Illinois. I don't know, you know, as an engineer, I'm an efficiency expert. I design automated systems for manufacturing and distribution operations. I go in and perfect operations for some of the largest companies in the world. My profession makes me keep tabs on Illinois businesses and corporate entities based in Illinois. So I know exactly what's going on with the business structure in Illinois. My education and experience as a business owner helps me understand the challenges and needs of small businesses and the businesses community. Small businesses are responsible for 4 out of every 5 new hires every year. My opponent's experience is in education and in government. That's it. She has never worked in the private sector. My second goal is to reduce the size of government and redefine its roles. I believe that our government has overstepped its responsibilities, and through this forensic audit, we'll be able to identify where the money is going before asking the taxpayers once again to ante up. Our legislators have been deficit spending since 2001. This isn't something that's happened just lately. I guess what it all boils down to is that you really have to ask yourself one question. Has Illinois gotten better or worse? And if it's gotten worse, we need to get rid of the people who are in power today. Because if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. We need change in Illinois leadership, and I hope you help me get things back on course. Thank you.